So right now, let's get into question number two. So it's gonna be 2/20. It's solve again. X squared equal to 37. So we're gonna apply the same principle that we did in the previous exercise, which was to get the square root of both sides, which is the square root of x squared and the square root of 37. Getting the square root of x squared will be the same thing, which is x, and y is equal to x. This is because we have an index 2, we have the radical, and we have the x at the bottom with the exponent, which will get cancelled out, and then you'll end up with the x. That's where the x came from. So I just wanted to show you each time so that you guys don't get confused. And we get the square root of 37. Getting the square root of 37 is not the same thing as getting the square root of 36, because if you do get the calculator right and you put the square root of 36, it's going to give you plus or minus 6. But the square root of 37 is not going to give you an integer number or a whole number. So because of that, we're gonna keep the number under the radical. So it's gonna be equal to positive or negative radical of 7. There we go. So that's gonna be the final solution. So there is numbers. I think there's a number called prime number, but I do know there is numbers where you do put when you're trying to find the square root and you will end up having like a whole number or maybe an integer, right? But there's just a number, we're not going to get a whole number. And for this kind of exercise, so they will always tell you to not give any decimal value and try to get either like a whole number or just keep the number of the whole radical. So that's what we did. So that's the reason why the square root of x squared equals to square root of 37 is equal to x plus or minus square root of 37. Because we do know it's not going to give us the whole number. So I hope that was pretty cool, pretty simple. So we're gonna move to exercise 2.